Welcome back. Our final conversation for the morning is with the new representatives of the National Garifuna Council. Over the course of the weekend, the NGC held a virtual convention, and through that was the election of a new president. He joins us this morning from Hopkins, none other than Andrew Castillo. Good morning, Mr. Castillo.
Good morning, Miss Annie. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I am good.
We're also joined by the National Secretary of the NGC, Sheena Zuniga, who's also joining us from Belmopan. Good morning, Sheena.
Good morning, Isani.
Let's begin, guys, by talking about the convention. It's a virtual convention that was held over the weekend, which means it's a departure from the norm for you guys in terms of meeting and doing the whole face-to-face process. Talk to us about the interactions this time around and what it was all about.
Okay, great. The convention, we had more interaction because it was internationally themed, being that it was also streamed on Facebook. The conversations we had were based on the current issues that we're going through, our land issues. We had presentation from the Commissioner of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, Mr. Gregory Chuck. We've had Darrell Bradley, who spoke to us about land rights in Belize. We've also had presentation regarding our current project that we're currently working on regarding the effects of COVID-19 pandemic on the Garifuna culture. So it was a very interesting conversation with our members. We got the opportunity to clear up issues and for them to interact better with us.
It is interesting that we talk about the effect of COVID-19 on the Garifuna community. What has been some of the feedback from members of the community in terms of the adverse or positive effects, if there are any, of COVID-19 in terms of bringing people together and how we're coping through the pandemic?
Well, when it comes to the adverse effects, we've had members who lost their jobs. And the positive out of that, they were able to create new jobs for themselves, being entrepreneurs, going back to farming.
Let's get you in on the conversation, Mr. Castillo. You've offered yourself to become the president of NGC. Is there a particular vision that you have in mind in terms of seeing the progress or the onward movement of the Garifuna people in Belize?
Yeah, I offered myself for the position because I shadowed the past president for a couple of years as the first vice president. And I saw that there was so much that we had done as Garifuna people, National Garifuna Council and Garifuna people, but there was so much more to do, right? You know, my thoughts are that we need to strengthen the current alliances that we have.
Yeah.
Forge new alliances, reach out more to the Garifuna communities, recruit more members. Again, we need to remember that the National Garifuna Council is a voluntary council. The people who serve do this on a voluntary basis. So we need to find some ways and means of getting more members who have particular skills that can help us move forward. And we can only do that by venturing out there, again, like I will repeat myself, strengthening the alliances that we have and forging new alliances. So that's one of the things that I have in mind. The other thing I'm looking at is also, in terms of forging those new alliances, you want to have alliances with people whose vision is compatible to the vision and the philosophy of National Garifuna Council. We only want positive interaction with the new alliances that we will forge.
Is there a particular mandate that you guys have now that the convention is over with? You perhaps have a vision of the goals that you want to achieve over the next year or over the life of the term?
Go ahead, Ashley.
Okay, yes, we actually do. What came out of the convention is the fact that National Garifuna Council, we need to educate our people more about what the issues are and try to have us be united more as a people. The second one is we're trying to actively work with the Midway Barranca situation, working along with, since we are members of ENIC, we're trying to come to a better solution and resolution that will be favorable to both Indigenous parties. So that's two of the things that we're focused on.
Now, what has been, when you look at the past year or over a year and almost a half, the impact of COVID-19 has been one where a lot of the major events have been put off, and I know these are key, even fundraising factors for organizations like NGC. Moving forward, what's your plan to be able to get the type of resources you need to keep on moving towards implementing your action plan?
Well, that's a very good question, because we are more focused on writing projects and getting grants that would highlight what we want to do, Marlene. Currently, we have three projects ongoing. We have the GF project, which deals with demarcation of the Garifuna communities. We currently have a project from Cultural Survival, which focuses on food security. And we're also currently doing a project with Territorial Affin that is sponsored by AICA, that is focusing on the effects that COVID-19 has on the Garifuna communities. So we are currently working on more projects and writing more projects so we can move forward with the organization and what we intend to do.
And if I may piggyback on what Sheena has said.
Sure.
I have also submitted another project. Again, Sheena would not say anything about it because we haven't gotten any feedback as of yet. But I have submitted another project that deals with coastal management, in other words, mangroves, right? Conservation. And that is important for us as Garifuna people, given that we are coastal line people. And one of my vision also is that I would develop a team that will look for funding. I have already gotten a person who has skills in writing projects. He and I will sit together, and I am thinking, my vision is that we have like 3 people. Yeah, myself, him, and another person who will sit down and scour the internet and look for these resources so we can write projects that can give us additional funding.
Okay. All right.
Is there any final word you want to leave us with in speaking to the broader Garifuna community that is watching at this point? Let's go with you, President.
Oh, okay. So what we want to do is reach out to Garifuna people around the world, Belize and Garifuna people around the world, because National Garifuna Council represents Garifuna people from Belize. It doesn't matter as to what part of the world you are at, you can become a member of the National Garifuna Council. I want people to know that very clearly, because it seems as if there was some confusion in terms of whether, if I'm living abroad, can I join the National Garifuna Council? Yes, you can. What community, because we have 12 branches out there. Which branch should I be affiliated with? Well, your choice. If you come from Hopkins, then you affiliate yourself with the Hopkins branch. If you come from Belize City, Belmopan, whatever, that's the branch that you affiliate yourself with. So that's what we want to do, reach out to Garifuna people around the world, especially those who come from Belize.
Nice. All right. Well, we thank you for telling us about the convention that you guys had, and most importantly, to be able to introduce the new faces of the executive. Of course, new in this capacity, I should say, as you've both been with us before, and we look forward to having even more conversations in the time to come.
Thank you so much.
All
Thank
right.
you for having me.
Stay safe and best of luck.
Y'all do the same.
All right. And with that,
Okay.
we're going to go ahead and take our final break, and when we come back, we'll have our wrap-up, so stay tuned.